What's up, guys? Mickle here, and we just got some breaking news that I was not expecting to see today. We just got an announcement that we might be seeing atomic swaps coming to the XRP Ledger. In this video, we're going to talk about what an atomic swap even is, why I think it is such a big deal going forward. Guys, this is a game-changing development I did not expect to see. Make sure to stick around for this whole thing. You are not going to want to miss this. Towards the end of the video, too, we're also going to go over some very exciting stats around ODL, how much XRP ODL is actually using, what it's doing for the XRP ecosystem. Make sure to stick around for that. I think it's really going to surprise you guys. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Thank you to everyone who likes the videos and to subscribe to the channel. These things really help me out so much. Also, if you guys ever need a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange Uphold down in the description of this video. With that said, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I want to start this video out and quickly cover a very exciting piece of news, and that is that the SEC was just forced to fire the two lead attorneys who were litigating against DebtBox. For those of you who don't remember, the SEC versus DebtBox case was a cryptocurrency case where the SEC was accusing DebtBox of essentially selling unregistered securities. Now, what is so interesting is the judge in that case was cracking down on the SEC hard and constantly calling them out for different gross abuses of power in the case. Now, it ultimately got to a point where the SEC lawyers were caught straight up lying to the court, and the judge had to issue sanctions against the SEC because the SEC effectively couldn't be trusted. Now, the result of this is the SEC just today is firing the two lead attorneys in that case, essentially acknowledging the fact that the SEC is completely lost when it comes to actually doing their mandated job of protecting investors. The SEC has taken an approach recently of win at all costs, regardless of what the facts are, and that has caused them to litigate some of these cases in a way where they are completely deviating from the facts, making stuff up to try to do anything just to win a case. Guys, this is the first example of the SEC actually taking a step back and forced to admit that what they're doing right now is not only unlawful, but against their mission and against their mandates. Guys, I think the SEC is really just doing this to cover face. I don't think there's some magical moment going on at the SEC where they suddenly are realizing that they've been doing this all wrong and they've been acting in bad faith. I think what they're doing here is trying to say, oh, well, those were just two people. We'll get rid of them and keep going, trying to protect investors and cracking down on fraud. But it's still a really, really good sign to see that the pressure is getting to the SEC. It's a really good sign to see that the SEC is facing a lot of backlash and understanding that they have to make changes or there's going to be serious repercussions. Guys, it's a shame that Congress really hasn't acted more on the SEC during this time. Congress has really let the SEC off with a free pass the entire time Gary Gensler has been there. And because of that, the SEC hasn't faced nearly as much pressure as they should have. Guys, what we see is the courts are applying the pressure even though Congress isn't, and the fact that the SEC is even winding up in these situations is just showing that everything we have been saying about the SEC's attack on this industry has been spot on. Guys, neutral courts are agreeing with us that the SEC is engaging in a gross abuse of power, and the SEC is even understanding that their actions have been so egregious that they need to start cutting staff in order to try to clean up the situation. I just wanted to bring this to your attention. It really shows that the SEC is losing the battle. Guys, eventually we are going to end up on the right side of this because we have always been on the right side of the law, and this is just another example of the cryptocurrency industry getting a massive win. I want to move on, though, and talk about something very exciting that I was not expecting to see today. This completely took me off guard, and that is that there looks to be an amendment coming to add atomic swaps to the XRP Ledger. Now, guys, this is super, super exciting. It's a buzzword that you see thrown around crypto a lot, but something that has never really been done effectively or never done well. What atomic swaps are the ability for a person to trade crypto assets across different blockchains without a centralized counterparty. Guys, the XRP Ledger since its inception has aimed to be a hub of interoperability, a way to transform one asset to another for fractions of a penny instantaneously. The XRP Ledger has done a great job of doing this in the centralized finance space, connecting one centralized institution to another centralized institution. All a centralized institution has to do is connect to the XRP Ledger, and boom, they are connected to every other centralized institution also using the XRP Ledger, XRP being the decentralized liquidity between these institutions. Now, guys, this has been a tremendous success thus far, and it's easy to see how this game plan is going to play out into the future. But one place the XRP Ledger has really lacked in creating interoperability is between different blockchains in a decentralized way. Guys, what this amendment is looking to do is essentially create a way for the XRP Ledger to bridge different decentralized blockchains to one another. This would be absolutely massive in the XRP Ledger achieving its goal of being a hub for interoperability. And it's so interesting to be seeing this now because I remember a couple months ago, I actually put an interview on the channel of the head of Ripple's institutional DeFi products talking about how they wanted to position the XRP Ledger as an interoperability protocol between blockchains. And at the time when I was watching that interview, I was sitting there thinking, well, right now the XRP Ledger doesn't have these capabilities. So something must be about to change around the corner to make this happen. Guys, it looks like this is the start of that, allowing the XRP Ledger not only to connect centralized businesses to one another, but actually connect decentralized blockchains to one another as well. Guys, I don't know of a single blockchain out there really doing atomic swaps at scale. If the XRP Ledger can take over this role and become the interoperability protocol between blockchains as well as between the centralized finance system, guys, this would be a massive, massive win for the XRP Ledger. The XRP Ledger has been criticized over time for not being on the forefront of innovation, but this would be a great example of the XRP Ledger taking the lead in one of the most important markets out there. Atomic swaps and bridging are yet to be done well in blockchain, but they're the holy grail. It's the biggest thing missing here. There is no ability to seamlessly go from one blockchain to another, and that is massively holding this industry back. We have so many different great ecosystems out there. We have so many different great protocols, but essentially once you get on a protocol, you're stuck there. You're siloed. You don't have any ability to bounce back and forth, trade between the different assets. If the XRP Ledger can do this and do this right, I think the opportunity is immense. This could be a game changer for all of crypto, and it goes perfectly with what the XRP Ledger has set out to achieve since day one. Interoperability between different systems, a fast and efficient blockchain for moving value from point A to point B. Guys, this is something that got me extremely exciting. I think it's a game changer for the XRP Ledger going forward and could be a huge advancement for all of crypto. This is one of the first times in a while I have really seen the XRP Ledger taking the first stages of something that could be game-changing, innovative, and completely change cryptocurrency forever. Guys, I am going to be watching this extremely closely because I really do believe this has the ability to make the XRP Ledger a hub for all different assets, all different trading, and just imagine what kind of juice this would add to something like the automated market maker if you could essentially put any asset in the automated market maker. Guys, this has serious potential to be something massive. I'm going to be watching this extremely closely, but it just once again shows the XRP you and I bought a year ago is completely different than the XRP today. The XRP Ledger protocol gets more powerful and more powerful every single day, adding new features that are going to be game changing to the future of finance. Guys, what we see right now in blockchain is just the start. These systems are going to keep scaling, keep getting more powerful until the disruption is enough to take over the entire financial system. Guys, this is a game changer. I am super excited to see how this plays out. I want to finish this video off though and cover something that I think is very important, and I just saw this conversation on X and wanted to relay it to you. Zach Rector tweeted out earlier today how much XRP total is being used for ODL, and Cashta actually brought the stats. He said $25 million per a week on average is being used via ODL, almost $3 billion per quarter. Guys, what we are seeing right now is ODL is doing massive amounts of volume, and we're still in the middle of the Ripple SEC case. We're still in a place with a lack of clarity for cryptocurrencies. Right now, institutions are essentially taking a risk adopting these technologies. They have no idea how regulators are going to react. There's no rules and regulations, so these institutions can do these things in a compliant manner. And what is so important to understand about that is despite that, Ripple's products are still growing exponentially and seeing billions of dollars of volume flowing over these networks. Guys, institutions are adopting this technology in real time right in front of us because it is causing real world savings and real world increases in efficiency. That's how I know that when we do have the rules and regulations in place, institutions are going to come flooding in. Right now, it's only the institutions who are okay with taking that risk. It's only the institutions who are saying, you know what, because we're a smaller player, because we're not under the microscope of the regulators, we can take this risk, adopt this technology because it is worth doing it. In the future, the big institutions won't have to make that calculation. They won't have to say, hey, we want to adopt this right now, but we don't want the regulator breathing down our neck if we do. Guys, when that moment comes, we are going to see adoption of this industry like we have never seen before. But the good thing is despite that, institutions are still rushing in because they need the savings, they need the efficiency, and they need these products to be out now. Guys, in my opinion, this is really exciting to see and only makes me so excited for what could be right around the corner in the future. Guys, I really do think there's going to be a day where we see these numbers in the trillions, Ripple really doing volumes that rival Swift. We are in the early days. We are in the pre-dot-com bubble days. We are still at the phase where people are learning about this technology. But guys, when they do, I think it's all going to come flooding in. Guys, the other thing we're waiting for later today is Ripple to file its motion in the case. I'll keep you updated if we see anything new in regards to that. If not, expect to see in the video tomorrow once I can read all the lawyers' opinions and really get my foot grounded on what they're saying. Anyway, though, guys, I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.